Hi there everyone, welcome to Creative Coloring with Erum. Today I will share two looks using the same product, Mini Delight Birthday Wishes. One will feature a colorful cake with a grungy background and the other will have a floral touch. You can alter these styles to your liking and the occasion. Stay tuned. I will use the Mini Delight Birthday Wishes stamp and die set. I die cut the cake from Classic Crest Solar White cardstock. The icing and question mark candle is cut from Dazzling Diamond Glitter cardstock. The cake dish layers are cut out of Morning Frost and Moon Rock cardstock. You can also ink these layers if you want to. To ink the cake tiers, I will use Fresh Lemon, Rubelite, and Aqualicious Fresh Dye inks. I will place the layers on the ultra sticky mat so that both the layers are together and I end up with a nice blend. You can start with any ink color, but I always start with the lightest, that is yellow in this case. You can overlap these slightly over each other, and if you don't like the CMYK color palette, opt for blue and green, which will make a perfect card for a guy. You can also do this in gray with a pop of color as a candle for an older guy maybe. To finish the ink, apply Aqualicious and blend it a bit over pink to create a purple hue. This is how your cake will end up looking. I will set this aside for now. Next, I will take a slightly smaller panel than A2 card base. Then I will use a pencil to create a guide, so I have an idea of how far I need to extend my stamping. Next, I will place the numerical stamp from the set where I want to start my stamping. I will use Jet Black Crisp Dye ink. You can also use the Fresh Dye ink. I'm using a mini cube because I'm not looking for perfect stamping and I also want to do partial stamping without having to mask. This small size will be helpful. I will apply the ink sparingly and then use a tissue to remove some ink from the edges. Then I will reposition the stamp to stamp again. To give a more organic look, instead of moving the panel, I am moving the stamp, and you will notice I will keep changing the stamp position so that the numbers are not identical every time. Once done, use third or even fourth generation stamping to add random stamping, even if it overlaps the existing stamping. Doing this will add to the grunge. Now I will adhere the die cuts together with liquid adhesive. Then I will add black splatter using the jet black ink spray and a fine paintbrush. After this, I will place the cake and stamp the sentiment in obsidian pigment ink. Then adhere the cake with instant dimension foam tape. Then adhere the panel to a black card base. I love adding subtle grunge to my card backgrounds, and you can do so much more with the stamps included in this set to build several types of grungy backgrounds. I'm pretty sure you might not have considered using this adorable stamp in a grungy manner, but all I could think of was to build backgrounds. Anyway, next up is a pretty card, and this time I switched it to a wedding card. Just plop up some flowers and a bit of gold and we will be good to go. I used cream colored cardstock to die cut everything except for the decoration of the cake. For that, I used brushed gold metallic cardstock. I will use mocha and espresso fresh dye inks to ink up the cake dish pieces. Then I will use buttercream fresh dye ink. I mean, it's only fitting that I use this on the cake, right? But I will only use this on the edges to differentiate this from the background, which will be of the same cardstock. I can show this to you up close, the difference between the inked piece and a piece that's not inked yet. It's subtle, but you can see the inking. Now, using the flowers from the World in Bloom layering die set, I will cut the flowers and leaves and ink these up using Pinkalicious, Snapdragon, Hydrangea, and Parrot fresh dye inks. Then, following the keyhole system, I will adhere the layers together with liquid adhesive. Next, using the confetti or sprinkles stamp, I'll stamp this to the lower tier of the cake using embossing ink. Then I will use the stripes stamp to add stamping along the lower edge of the top tier. I will emboss both the pieces with antique gold embossing powder. And look how beautiful this looks. I mean, that was a fun cake and this is a beautiful cake. I will now start adhering my cake together. Once done, I will take the same colored cardstock panel, which is an inch smaller than the card base. I will use butternut fresh dye ink to ink the edges of this panel. Not too much, just to make this look cohesive. Next, I will use the scoreboard and add score lines on the back side. This will add a beautiful, subtle texture without taking away from the focal image. To this panel, I will adhere a mat of brushed gold metallic cardstock. This will be slightly larger than the panel itself and it will add a beautiful shine to the card. I will heat emboss a sentiment from the One Go Worlds and Banners stamp set and adhere everything with instant dimension foam tape. And there you have it, 2 completely different looks using the Mini Delight Birthday Wishes set. I would love to know which one is more to your liking or to your style. I'm sharing one more idea on my Instagram. If you'd like to check that out, the link to my Instagram is in the description. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
Hello there, did that video just spark your creativity? And do you want more project ideas and inspiration videos too? Well, if you do, please make sure that you subscribe to the Altenew YouTube channel. Also, make sure that you do click that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.